Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Semois. Yes, indeed, it is back to Semois. That ever lovely map we shall be watching. Seph, fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the 2nd SS Panzer Division, going up against the lads of the 1st Armored Division of Devm. Yes, indeed, Seph versus Devm. This is going to be quite the fight. 2 engineers start by the looks of things from Devm, with a 2 pioneers start from the Wehrmacht. I mean, in that sense, a rather conservative thing. Again, this sort of 2 pioneers or 2 engineers, sort of what works best. Gives you a nice sort of mix between early capturing power and, of course, getting some boots on the ground reasonably well. So there you go, point being secure there. MG42 start from Seph. Again, it is something some players do. Generally, it tends to be the higher ranking players because they can also sort of control it better, partly because they also tend to know sort of by experience what their opponent will be doing, and thus they can sort of plan things a bit better. There's some psychology going on right here. And of course, we are seeing the bikes sort of following up. Secondly, to sort of again provide reconnaissance, of course, ensure that the MG doesn't get completely ambushed and naughty things happen. Well, not naughty things, but bloody things. Rifle standing out here. And also note, rather interestingly, Devm sort of already sort of predicting that yes, his opponent might head down here with an MG. What does he do? Possibly because of this, possibly because of other reasons. Again, a bit hard to say, but certainly not a bad idea nonetheless. He's actually heading down here on the right-hand side. Of course, note here, the MG42 might be heading in here to sort of pull off a pin. For all we know, and again, that's not going to happen because, again, Devm sneaking through here. So already there's some pretty interesting play, and certainly that's also something that does tend to happen as you get higher and higher up in level. There's sort of, you know, counter movements to each other's strategies and opening, more specifically the opening strategies of different players for different maps. Again, these sort of, you know, again moving in here and pinning down right here at this opening on Semois can sort of be countered again by sneaking up there. Bike and Jeep out for each other. This could easily go either way, although the bike in some ways has an advantage, but again with the engineers bottom, there we go. MG opening up. Engineers caught there out in the open as well by the bike. Trying to sneak in there. MG quickly turning back, bike rushing in. This is some rather risky play by Devm. There we go, blocking the path with the Jeep by Seph. Nicely handled and damaged engine within the first seconds. Looks like it might get behind the church and avoid the steely gaze of the MG42. Rifleman flanking in, nicely done again, using this sort of way to sort of sneak in. Although there's now the MG in the church, and we are seeing the bike also pushing in, trying to sort of deny them the cover. And there we go, caught out in the open. The MG hammering down on them. This will very soon end up with some suppressed and dead troops, and of course also note the pioneers and everything else just firing down. Although bike taking heavy damage. And the Jeep pushes in, more rough, no engineers pushing in. Bike down, heavy loss, but Devm could lose the Jeep as well. Volkswagen is arriving in for Seph, and there we go, already there's some, pretty severe losses. In fact, Seph also lost a pioneer squad, whereas Devm has only lost a Jeep. There's definitely going to be some priority right there, and of course also it's going to hurt Seph in the initial game because now his ability to sort of seize territory is much more limited. You can't quite, you know, do that, and of course also you can't quite sort of, you know, sort of delegate tasks like, you know, say mining and building up stuff in the bases. Well, we are seeing a second squad of Volkswagens out, but definitely this is getting to be a bit of a painful start for Seph. These pioneers need to retreat. They can't really survive much more. They're down to 1 man. Rifleman getting pushed a bit back. MG42 turning back to sort of cut through here, or at least cut off this area. But of course there's not to forget that there's actually a force right behind them. Plus already here Devm has also made a nice amount of progress on the right hand side. Volkswagens have been sent in to try and deal with this, but of course the question is how able will they be able to do so. Mine going down there, quite interesting, but again the pioneer really needs to consider getting out there. Of course you could also consider afterwards, once he's back, to actually sort of begin salvaging. Sniper on the way for Seph. Good luck at 2 Volkswagen there. MG sniper start, of course, with the bike thrown in. Of course, he's already lost the bikes already there. He's a bit limited. And there we go, pushing a nice flank through here. And of course, the initial rifleman squad. This is hurting Seph rather heavily in the beginning, although this could actually look like a squad lost for Devm as well. Oh, so close. But Forrest Gump right there makes it. He runs, and escapes the claws of the Wehrmacht. Or the grasp, anyways. And he's still using the Pioneer. Rather risky stuff. And we are seeing a second sniper out for Seph. He's actually got... No, never mind. That's still the first sniper. Silly me. I do apologize for that. I actually thought it was finished. And sometimes you will see players actually going for 2 snipers in some cases. But in this case, it's actually a bit hard to say because, again, we haven't fully seen what sort of direction Devm has gone in. And certainly, Seph has not seen anything that could indicate that either he's going for BARs or something like that. Mines down there. Lots of mines for Seph. That is good. Let's go. The losses he is suffering. The resources being floated here. Additional pioneers trained. And of course, also note, I mean, one pioneer won't be able to really do anything really fast. I mean, building will be much slower, laying down mines. Anything will, in fact, be pretty slow for this pioneer. More mines going down. Rifling against, sort of sneaking past the buildings, using them to sort of get closer without getting hit or possibly even spotted. Although, of course, in coming years 2, this will be even more marked, as of course, now buildings there will block line of sight. But still, Nego taking up position there. MG42 sets up out in the open rope. But we do have the assistance of the sniper. Quickly killing one rifleman from Devm and the 1st Armored Division. Well, the 2nd SS keeps fighting on, although we are in fact seeing an extended tier 1, but he's actually not going for additional MGs or anything. He's going for additional Volksgrenadiers. He's going more infantry. He's trying to keep up the aggression because he knows he's actually been pushed back a bit hard. So that's actually a pretty good move if worked out properly. Volksgrenadiers hiding up here behind the wooden cart. Rifle moving up there. Oh, grenade! And they're awfully close to each other.
Defended the fatherland until death.
And kaboom for 25 munitions right there. Devm just knocked out an entire Volksgrenadier squad. I mean, it's actually things like that also necessitates that the Wehrmacht actually has to buy its veterancy. Because again, I mean, in an American versus Wehrmacht sort of matchup, the Wehrmacht can easily lose entire squads in the blink of an eye. And again, that's just what happened there. 1 grenade, 5 Volksgrenadiers dead. That's 280 manpower gone. So again, there are some bits there, for example, like that, which do necessitate it. Otherwise, the American grenades would have to be much less powerful. More grenades still going off. Now, of course, Seph is more aware of it, so he's going to be paying much more attention to when riflemen moving up much closer to his Volksgrenadiers or any other units, of course, then sort of try and prevent them getting a pineapple grenade shoved down the throat. Of course, you also notice it buys him a bit more time, since again that's manpower and fuel expended. And now we are seeing from Devm the response to the sniper. He's getting a weapon support center, so we are seeing some more tier 1 from him as well. And yes, I do consider the weapon support center and barracks sort of part of the same tier. I mean, I do know some consider it a tier 2, but I mean, they're both available from the start. As far as I'm concerned, that means same tier. Anyways, point here being secured. Seph making some progress, but again, he's actually been suffering quite severely. Kriegberg's up soon. He might get some grenadiers to push out some tougher infantry. He could get a half track otherwise. That's also a possibility to, of course, help reinforce his troops on the field. But definitely the pressure on the troops of the 2nd SS Panzer Division Das Reich is a bit heavy, a bit intense. And again, nice move through here. I mean, not a lot of players actually tend to sort of put pressure up here on the right-hand side, for example, against a Northern Wehrmacht player, any Northern player, but I mean, it's actually a good spot. And can be harassed quite successfully if you know what you're doing. And so far, the response from Seph here is not really heavy. There's not a lot of any barbed wire, in fact, or any mines. Fighting here, so far that doesn't look like to be a grenade. Oh, there we go, grenade goes off. Bit too far. Send some poor bastard flying. And MP40s go up, the Maschinenpistole 40. Not usually handled out like that in large numbers, except for the Volksgrenadiers, which were mostly actually supposed to be equipped with assault rifles. And I think the Jägers, but I mean, that's a bit harder for me to sort of determine. I just read some sort of tables of organization, which seems to have said they actually were supposed to have a lot of MP40s, so, but a bit cautious about that. MG42 getting a bit pushed back. Could we be seeing mines here? Yes, indeed. Nice. Oh, mine goes off, actually. You're finally killing one engineer, and that was actually a mine pretty close to it. And there we go. The half-track is out. Mittelschützen Panzerwagen. Rather than pushing up here in the east. So far, Devm is definitely doing nicely. And there we go, American sniper up. So far, not really hitting and not having much luck. Although he seems to have killed someone. And he's actually just revealing himself without actually sort of... Oh, he actually got... Oh, never mind, then he actually got Seph's sniper. Ooh, that is real rubbish. I mean, Seph is having a rather poor initial 10 minutes. He's taking some pretty heavy casualties. He's lost a bike, pioneer squad, sniper, and a Volksgrenadier squad. Not really getting off the sort of same amount of casualties, or even something similar in Devm, who's now getting sticky bombs, probably because of the half-track, supplied up as well. No trios, and as of yet, that could be slightly advantageous to Seph's, and of course means his troops will, or Devm's troops will be a bit more ragged when they're moving in. In some cases, they might actually be a very low quality. Oh, and the half-track hits the mine! And sticky bombs are ready, this is... And a pioneer gets out, of course. He's going to have to quickly push him in there, and of course the half-track will be in a lot of trouble. Volkswagen is near from the north, but they're not in really good common condition either. Too little health. Sticky bomb goes off on the half-track, and... destroyed engine. This is absolutely horrific for Seph and the 2nd SS. Half-track is already out of commission. Absolutely unfortunate. Wehrmacht secures what they can. And a tank depot on the way for Devm. I mean, he's just on a roll. He just keeps adding up the stakes. Having done his best to sort of really cause a mess initially for Seph, he's pretty much just putting in the final bit right there with a tank depot. I mean, Seph is really going to pull off something to counter this and actually gain himself some breathing space, because currently he's suffered a lot. His resources are a bit limited. Again, he's constantly under pressure. That's rather limiting his options. Of course, the tank depot is going to be one hell of an addition.
Sniper ready for battle.
And then, of course, using the sniper again to add pressure further on the Wehrmacht. Rather sneaking up here, sniper killing. Someone hiding up there. Could be an MG. Yes, indeed. And the Volksgrenadier here suffered a bit lightly as well. And there we go, right from quick coming under fire. The Volksgrenadiers need to retreat. Come on, and a grenade. Killing 2. Volksgrenadiers out there. He's pulling them into the rifleman. He gets the sniper. That's something.
Enemy unit down.
But he lost another Volksgrenadier squad in the process. Although he's actually now got a squad of grenadiers to assist. So he's down to a 2 squad, which is the absolute bare minimum. Certainly one I would recommend moving away from. But at least he got Devm's sniper, and that actually limits Devm a bit to down to 5 units. Of course, with the addition of grenadiers, Seph certainly has a slightly larger chance now of countering. But again, tank depot, and clearly Devm is saving up for the fuel to push in with some tanks to blast out the Krauts. And there we go, Seph snipers on the run. And the Volksgrenadiers here also need to consider retreating. They are a bit cut off on their own. Surrounded on all sides. And they've got another grenade. Oh, blimey. But of course, Devm's forces have suffered a bit here, but he's not really lacking in the manpower department for this. In fact, he could possibly even get another rifleman squad. Kampfkraftcenter going up for Seph, adding more to his infantry, pushing in with a lone squad of grenadiers without any real support. No snipers, no MGs, no Volksgrenadiers, no other anything that can actually provide some assistance. Engineers moving in, taking actually quite a bit of damage. And down to 1 man. In fact, could it be that he gets the squad? Nope. Had another Forrest Gump right there, outrunning the enemy and surviving. MG slowly pushes up. And one lone squad of riflemen moves in. But again, Devm not the type to sort of just hammer in at once, but also sets up for a nice sneak up here, infiltrates one squad in on the weak spot, because again that he can easily do that, because again Seph doesn't have a lot of units. It also means he can't cover wide front, which is currently what Seph has right here is a rather wide exposed front. Of course, exposed fronts is something to be very careful about, particularly since it doesn't have wire or mines or anything to even slightly solve that. But we are getting more Grenadier squads. Bunker going up. That's probably going to be a medic bunker. And now the Sherman is on the way. Another sniper has been trained for Devm. Grenadiers holding up here with Veterans who won, giving them some slight healing. Second Grenadier squad up here, and Rifleman could get off a grenade, or could the Grenadiers get off a grenade on them. MG catches the chaps in the cemetery, and grenade does nothing there. Oh, sniper awfully close to getting caught right here. And a squad actually goes down for Devm. That's actually pretty significant, considering he's only got 3, he's now down to 2. And Seph actually now has the infantry advantage. Of course, the question is, will Seph be able to leverage that to his advantage? Of course, while he might have the infantry disadvantage at the moment, of course he's soon going to have a tank. And as some of you slightly brighter viewers, well, of course you're all extremely bright, but slightly brighter than the others, of course, might notice Seph has absolutely no anti-tank assets. I mean, I don't even think he has a... He's only got 1 Panther, and that's about as far away from any... Oh, snipers spot each other! Oh, that was close! And that's actually 2 snipers down for Devm. That's actually quite huge. That's significant. And that could be something that gains some advantage back in the match, in particular since that second sniper pretty much did nothing. He just got shot in the gut when he rather failed the sniper exam. Sherman pulls in. Interesting enough, there's been no attempt to salvage this jeep, and that's gone now that Sherman crashed the jeep. Pushing through the cemetery, doesn't care about any dead people. Lots of mines here, that's something. We are seeing a pack up for Seph, so of course he knew something must arrive since he's not seen much else. Whoops, not sure what I put there, but got much else. Will there be additional riflemen? No. And this is actually a pretty good position he has there, because this little tiny wooden shed is actually blocking for any fire. He can hit the bunker right there, and any pack that sneaks through here won't be able to hit it unless, of course, it maneuvers into some sort of oblique position. So that is actually reasonably advantageous. Rifleman hits a mine, down to half health. Flamethrowers moving up. Burning. Probably might have even noticed Seph laying down a mine there, who knows? And mine goes off, even blowing down a telephone pole. We don't want the Krauts calling the police. Hello, is this the police? We have Yankees invading. Please come arrest them. Anyways, driving here, coming up under fire. Sherman again, holding up nicely behind the wooden house. He probably knows again, and he can in fact even spot it right here on the map if he so decides to check, because again, a pack actually creates green cover. It's a slight little trick some players actually use to sort of see, is there a pack anywhere? Oh, there's green cover where there's not supposed to be pack. So again, slight little trick there. And of course, Seb is sort of trying to find out where can he line up his pack to hit it. Not here. In fact, he has to get it again at a pretty close angle. And there we go. Sherman actually gets it. Grenadiers moving in. Veterans too. Gets a nice hit on the Sherman. Pack still unable to actually hit. Tries to move closer. Grenadiers try to keep the Sherman occupied and happy. Going for the cutoff there. Trying to deny the high munitions to Devm. And there we go. Pack finally gets off a good shot. Another bunker going up. Gunner killed. Drops into the ditch. Sort of. Devm sort of trying to get past through here. Volksgrenadiers and Riflemen fighting over here. Oh dear, Sherman turning. Actually, that gave the pack enough time to actually catch up. And oh dear, he's going through here. And clearly, yeah, this was not what was supposed to happen for Devm. Wrong pathing. Took the wrong path. Probably what meant it to go through here. I can certainly understand Devm's anger. But another bunker up. Probably going to be another medic bunker. Browning automatics up. And he does have another rifleman squad out. That's something. But now Seph actually has an advantage. He's actually done quite a bit of damage to Devm within these last 10 minutes. In fact, he managed to manage a nice recovery. Knocked out a Sherman, killed 2 snipers, even a rifleman squad. Of course, now Seph needs to be pushing forwards pretty heavily. He needs to salvage this German for any munitions. He needs to lay down mines, and he needs, of course, to prepare for any future American assaults. Overall, he needs to be active. Let's return to Seph, in fact, just as this happens. Actually, pretty rare that you sort of have this sort of momentum going on between them, fitting in with sort of a nice switch between the two. Another squad of grenadiers. I mean, Seph is just pushing out more infantry to sort of push forwards. That is definitely not necessarily bad. Mine goes off there. Third squad of grenadiers ready. Another medic bunker. Mines again. I would also strongly suggest again, salvage this German, get some more munitions. Defensive is up for Seph. Not that we actually saw a lot of that so far. Not necessarily that is also what he wants to go. I mean, again, this is defensive, certainly gives you some advantages, but again, it also minimizes sort of your aggressive potential than, say, for example, you know, Blitzkrieg or Terror. Rather than they're holding up there in the market stall. Grenade going off there. And sends that little shed collapsing. Another bunker going up there. That's quite interesting. Rather than pushing through here, Fultz Grenadiers. Ooh, some Grenadiers can actually assist with this. They don't seem to care. And small engineer force there. Quite a bit of resources being floated by Seph. Maybe let's go the Rifleman actually managed to push away the Fultz Grenadiers. Now the Grenadiers actually out in the open versus Riflemen in light cover, though Veteran C2 does provide some nice bonuses for Grenadiers. Ooh, Grenadier down. And Veteran C1 for the Rifleman, increasing accuracy and making them a bit harder to hit as well. And, oh, Seph lost a sniper to Devm's third sniper. Oh, and he loses the Grenadiers up here. The Riflemen actually win this. Oh my goodness. Again, all of a sudden, things are quickly turning ugly for Seph. And he's still floating an awful lot of resources. And in fact, he's taking up for the Panzer Command. He's going pretty aggressively all in. And we are seeing an MG bunker going up there, although not entirely sure it's the best placement. Could create a bit of a blockage right here for traffic, that is armor and such. Plus it doesn't even cover the victory point. Perhaps I think up here would have been better. Just my opinion, of course. And then we're actually salvaging this German for munitions, or at least the parts are sort of traded in for munitions. Rather than moving up there, engaging the Grenadiers. Lots of movement from both players. Another Grenadier gets sniped. And another Pioneer squad. Been some time since you actually replaced those. Interesting. Not necessarily a bad idea. What's going on here is that Seph is actually trying to clear up the bocage to increase the line of fire. Or the arc of fire. And there we go. At the same time, Devm has gone armor. He's strolling out a Calliope with a full load of rockets.
Have regained the momentum on the field.
And there we go, setting off a mine, setting off several mines, and in fact clearing out some of the bocage. Doing a bit of damage there to the MG bunker. Nice move then, of course, at the same time, small engineer forcing up to hit the flank. And a rifleman squad supported by a sniper moving up here, forcing the Fultz Grenadiers away. That at the same time, Seph is going for the victory point over there. And of course, Steph, yeah. Don't think either of them is Steph. But there we go. All 3 victory points are in the hands of Seph. Fun to note. Engineers, of course, again going through here. The pressure on Seph is rather constant. Seph busy repairing. Let's just beat. This is going to be a bit of a longer match. MG taking up position there.
Our supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
And again, note. I suspect he must be then have placed it to sort of prevent from anyone to charging in there. That's the best thing I can imagine if it's not there to cover. And another Calliope barrage hitting straight on. More damage to the Cafe. And bunker that survives. Gonna sneak up through here. With a bit. Yes, there we go. Panther command. And a Panther's on the way. I mean, Seph is just going in for the big guns right away. He's not bothering with, say, a Panther 4. Sort of help deal with the infantry a bit better. And, you know, at least chase off the Calliope. He's just going in for a Panther. He must be rather worried about Devm actually getting any additional armor, or say a tank destroy anything. Rifleman pinned down. And veterancy for the armors against Seph is clearly lining up for some armor business fun. And there we go, the Panther gets ready. Panzerkampfwagen 5 rolls out. Rifleman pinned down behind a small stone wall. Grenadier gets sniped. Panzerjäger up. Grenade simply just, well, finishes the wall. Another squad moving up there, trying to hit the flank, but the MG bunker actually does its best to hit them, though doesn't quite. In fact, he just managed to get beyond the arc. Panther arrives. Oh, Calliope actually rushed in. This could be it. Seph needs to just, in fact, go all in and get that Calliope. No matter the cost, damaged engine. This is. Ooh. Allied war machine goes off. Of course, that's definitely a lot of munitions. And of course, he doesn't want, you know, the Calliope to get replaced. And of course, at the same time, Devm will be rushing in infantry to sort of try and get off a sticky bomb, and he's just firing elsewhere to ensure that he does not fire on the Calliope until it is ready. And that is, the ability runs out. And there we go, the rifleman arriving. He needs to make a decision. There we go. Shoot. And there we go, Calliope down. That 650 manpower gone for Devm. Nicely handled there. Great usage of the Panther. Although again, it is a bit silly. You actually have to use sort of, you know, fire on the ground. But I don't think we'll be actually seeing an ability like that in Counter Years 2. So again, don't think I will have to worry about that there. Panther pulling back. Another. No, that's Knights Cross, the Ritterkreuz of the 2nd SS Ostfront Veteranen. And all that. MG still hiding there. Bit of sniper fire. Pioneers need to consider vacating the premises. While the Panther does what it can. Anti-tank gun being sent in by Devm. Ooh, nice hit right there. Also blowing up the cover largely. Of course, question, what will Seph do now? With the arrival of the Ritterkreuzträger. Holding up a nice position there. Rifleman keeping close, of course, in case of a flanking assault. And of course, with the Knight's Cross, that's definitely going to happen. And he could possibly provide a bit of cover. And some light fighting up here, where Grenadiers prepared to cause a fuss. At the same time, another Calliope moves in. And a sniper shoots at the Knight's Cross, but Knight's Cross are pretty much one of the few units that can actually survive more than one sniper shot. Otherwise, it's stuff like officers that can otherwise survive that. And there we go, a nice charge. Full scores with MP40s from one side, Knight's Cross, but there we go, sniper hit, veterancy 2 for the sniper. And this is all pretty much fails for Seph, although again with the defense we can just reinforce from the bunkers, but now of course the anti-tank is doing its best to crash in the MG bunkers front. And then we've got Calliope barrage adding in. And a full retreat following this response. Engineers getting pushed off here. Grenadiers actually surviving all of this. No dead. Certainly so far nice mix of power. And certainly nice ability right there from Seph to actually come back from all those excessive losses he suffered initially. Mortar out for Seph. Interesting move. Getting a bit of light. I tell you, of course, perhaps try and deal with the anti-tank. Of course, he could also have gone for a half tank and saved together some munitions to get the Stuka-Fuß upgrade. That would definitely also have been one way of doing things. Panther sneaking through here. Not entirely sure what for, but encounters riflemen going for the fuel point. At the same time, the Grenadiers here come under fire from veterans. One rifle moving in. Grenade getting locked, and oh, Devm does not notice. Down to half health, but the Grenadiers are in a poor condition, in particular considering they're up against now veteran T2 riflemen. Quick retreat right here. Infantry quickly pushing in as the Panther hits the flank and gets hit a bit there. Gets one rifleman in the process. And the sniper gets spotted. Though looks like he will escape quite nicely without any sort of worries. And veterancy free for the infantry. That's quite interesting. I would have figured he might have wanted to get some more armor. To sort of, you know, minimize the damage from the sniper, also to sort of more nicely deal with the infantry, and of course also have a nice chance of dealing with the Calliope. Volksgesind needs to retreat. Rückzug, schnell Männer, schnell! But of course veterancy free does make them that much tougher, so that's not necessarily completely ununderstandable, but I would perhaps, instead of, you know, getting veterancy free for the infantry, gotten a Panzer 4 first, and perhaps, you know, followed up with some veterancy 2 for the armor. Oh well, just my take on things. Another bunker going up, though, better place to actually cover the victory point. Let's just speed up again a bit. Alright, same time, look at this Devm. All riflemen getting caught right there by the Knight's Cross. Could go down, no, they managed to get out, and the Knight's Cross themselves actually push back instead. And there we go, the Granatenwerfer fires from the shadow of a building, enjoying the cool shade. As mortar rounds fall from above. Oh, it's actually moved it back, feeling it a bit exposed. Nice thought right there.
They're going after a fuel point, one of ours.
MG bunker still not there. No repair pioneers, just regular ones. And there go MG actually providing nice covering fire from there. Bunker coming under fire. It's actually not upgraded with the MG upgrade. But the anti-tank once more fires, and a Calliope barrage hits home as well. Oh, the MG crew inside just takes the full broadside, losing 2 men in the process. As the rooms they reside in got filled with explosive rockets. Rifleman taking some nasty losses there. Veterancy free force going to charge in. MG bunker opens up as well. This could result in a new squad. No! Seph does not push in. He lets it leave. Oh, Seph, you lost a great opportunity right there, I think. Mortar fires up once more. Panther rolls into town. No further armor. Or no Stukas of Fus for that matter. Would have really loved to see that from Seph. Really think that could easily deal with that anti-tank gun. And tank just shows up to help deal with the armor. Of course, he won't be sending that one in against the Panther. He will probably be using initially sort of just to harass, and then as he gets more, he will then turn it towards the German armor. And there we go, though actually this is pretty vulnerable. Knight's Cross pushing in. He could send in the Panther now, of course, he also now ought to spot that the anti-tank gun is on the move. Pack moving northwards, Panther still not moving. Anti-tank getting overrun, and the Calliope is exposed. Oh, so exposed. Now the Panther is moving, but at us also say that now this is actually a bit too late. And the Calliope barrage right in on the Knight's Cross. Nicely handled right there by Devm. And one Knight's Cross catches on fire.
Front shifting.
No, not implying that the Knight's Crosses themselves were extremely flammable. That might have made it a bit of a less desirable medal to actually earn. Oh, engineers caught in the retreat. Assault rifles tearing through them. Oh, he makes it out of there. Unfortunate. Grenade against the rifleman up here. One kill.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
More riflemen dying a bit there. And a bit pushing up. Ooh, mortar. Good use, good use. Actually, mortaring right here, the spot where the infantry sort of has to enter. Nicely done right there by Seph. Mine goes off there. Rifleman now pushed off. Sniper, though, continues to snipe. Will the Night Cross go after him? Shoot him? Apparently not. This bunker could do with some repairs, by the way. And now the Night Cross are moving in, but it's a bit too late now. The riflemen have been moved in to aid, making it a bit more difficult for the Night Cross to actually intercept the sniper and deal with them. In particular, since if the Night Cross just decides to ignore, he will just use suppressive fire to suppress the Night Cross. All riflemen actually suffering rather heavily. The Grenadiers could perhaps get them. No. Although if they had an LMG, that might actually have been a different fight. And there we go. Panther IV and Veteran C2 up at the same time, giving MGs for the armor. Mortar rounds following in the rifle here. Nice little harassment attempt by Devm, although a bit limited. Down to one man, but looks like he escapes.
Our supplies are in.
More Calliope fire towards here. Nothing there in this case, though. And now it's Devm again, who's being a bit pushed back. Another nice turnaround for Seph. And a grenade against the Volksgrenadiers. Ooh, killing only one.
Observation posts report we are losing a sector.
Securing the western victory point. And there we go, also repairing the MG bunker.
We have territory
Nicely handled right there. And these Grenadiers, on the other hand, could be suffering a nasty, nasty fate as they try to retreat. And a registered artillery barrage. Fun, fun. Although again, I think you should have saved the munitions for a upgrade for a half track.
We're down to 300 points.
And the rifle is stopped by hailstorm and machine gun fire from tanks and bunkers. And the Panther's not moving, it's getting sticky bombed, and tank destroyers on the spot as well. Damaged engine. It looks like the tank destroyer is getting pushed away, and now the Panther trying to deal with the riflemen, getting off a few nice kills. Although several anti-tank guns are preparing. Devm is actually at the maximum of his population cap. Panther moving in, tank destroyer arriving, but infantry support will be needed, I think. And there we go, 2 squads of Knights Cross, Ritterkreuzträger. More sticky bombs going off on the Panther. Panther 4 needs to move, and Veteran C3 just in time, giving protection against the sticky bombs. And there we go, the Knights Cross arriving, tank destroyer rolling in. And a Calliope barrage to sort of finish things off. Repairs going up on the tank destroyer. I don't think the Panther 4 can finish that off without the support of the Panther, but that can't help. It's taking too much damage. Panther 4 still around. Oh dear. Pack though has arrived, and the tank destroyer goes out of control, but it manages to knock out the Panther 4 as it goes out of control. Knights Cross are taking heavy losses. One squad, I think, already went down. That was quite the expensive exchange for Seph. And another MG bunker going down. He's basically just fortifying the town centre. He's not taking any chances. Now it's a matter for the pack to actually escape without the Americans overrunning it. A few Volksgrenadiers over here. No attempt at wire, no mines. Would love to see some mines. Let's return to Seph again. And a bit of mortar fire going on. Anti-tank guns rolling up. Going to prepare for another assault, slightly more organized. Covering the flank as well. And there we go, opening up on the Panther, and Calliope moving in. seems rather intent on getting that Panther. Although at the same time, right, he actually exposes it to the Panther. Oh dear, get that Panther back. Which would actually end up badly for Seph. Rear armor hit. Just roll. And there we go, but now the MG bunker is actually going to just get knocked out, and there's not much that can be done, although the mortar is trying its best to dig out, and again I think a half track would have helped, you know, with the rockets mounted on it. And there we go, the MG bunker collapses. And a pile of rubble, mine goes off. Grenadiers moving in, arriving from one angle. Riflemen holding up nicely, and those are veterans. You free rifle inside a building, absolutely horrific. Grenade goes off, but only kills one, poor sod. Mortar survives the Calliope barrage. And another squad of Knights cross. And actually we're seeing 2 Calliopes up now for Devm. Anti-tank guns getting cleared out. And another sniper from Devm, which I haven't seen him in some time, and he's actually veterans free. That's quite impressive. I actually thought he died. Oh well. Another Calliope barrage. Although in fact both anti-tank guns are gone. Now's the time for Seph to actually just push in and knock it out. Grenadier squad reform. That's definitely going to help with the infantry. No, he's not moving the Panther forwards. He's missing a huge opportunity to actually get the Calliopes. There we go. Panther finally on the move. He could even try and recover some of those anti-tank guns to use against the Yanks. No, he's being awfully cautious right here. Trying to get the Calliope up there, which seems to be perhaps trying to take a longer path. Will the Panther get it? Oh, and at the same time moving in through the south. Excellent, excellent. There's not much hope to hold up here. Perhaps he would actually be a better idea to place one of those empty bunkers. He'd rather place it for some of this one, perhaps, for doing better down here. And there we go. Calliope tries to escape. Volkskrone went down there. And there we go. Will he get the Calliope? After pushing in there. Ooh, 2 veterans free units. Riflemen holding up there. No mortar fire against them. And now, oh, Calliope out of control, getting a free one in replacement. How nasty. And more sniper fire from Devm.
Americans are seizing territory from us.
Going for a few points down south.
Field repairs complete. Our forward supply lines
and the bunkers once more under fire. Pioneers getting sniped. Seph rather being a bit spread out. Manages to clear out the south again with
we have 200 points.
German steel, but I mean, he is a bit stretched out again. Definitely missed an opportunity against those Calliopes, I think. Again, Allied War Machine, of course, would also have done its best to cause a problem. There we go. Calliopes again exposing themselves. Will the Panther move in and finish it off? No, it misses, in fact.
No enemy in sight.
And again, he pushes back. Or pulls back. More rockets against the bunker position here around the remains of the old cafe. Oh, veterans free sticky bomb against the Panther. Of course, the armored skirts will help, but even then, there's a 50% damage bonus. And a damaged engine. This is definitely not fortunate for Seph. The Riflemen just falling upon it. Like hunters against a great beast of prey. Except I don't think most hunters would have used sticky bombs against animals. Though I'm sure some will. And a Panther arrives! This is... oh dear! Don't think Seph was prepared for that. This is definitely a painful experience for Mr. Seph. He's losing a Panther, getting it hunted down. And there we go, brewed up. But a smouldering ruin of scrap and fuel. Another Panther is on the way, that's something. And the Veterancy Free Grenadiers are actually running into a lot of problems with the Veterancy Free Rifle. In fact, a squad could go down. Oh no. The only bright side here was that the Panther check was not dropped for the Veterancy Free Riflemen to secure. And the sniper just continues killing. This one's actually quite long-lived. Knight's Cross moving in. Will they get the sniper? And just a heavy rocket barrel. It's really intent on getting that MG bunker, but it's just not happening. And he's trying to catch that sniper. And the Pershing arrives just in time. Oh dear, Knight's Cross needs to retreat. He actually Panther fouls the Pershing. Oh, sniper misses, otherwise that would have been an excellent shot. And there we go, second Panther is ready from the second SS Panzer Division. Pershing did not fight in Normandy, by the way. It only came about much later. Not a lot even did fight, although... oh well. Not sure what... and... come on, Fraps! I command thee! Trying again. Success. And finest ability. Not cool. And there we go. Stability, Knight's Cross charging in, getting outgunned in the north. Panther. Pack poorly positioned versus Pershing. The Pershing being a sort of heavy tank the Americans did come around with. In fact, they actually had it sort of ready for some time. But they actually never get around to really using it until much later in the war. There was some problems. In fact, there are a few theories on it, but some of them are. In fact, there's a bit of indecision in sort of, again, with the whole American armor doctrine, which generally was a bit confused. But in the end, they were finally forced to concede that the Sherman might not be fit for all duties, and they needed something heavier. Sniper Veterans, if you're getting a few shots on Grenadiers, might be trying to sort of get them. I'm not entirely sure why he's rushing in Grenadiers here. He's not really going to be able to get the Calliope. He's again a Panther would have done that. Center being secured by the forces of Devm and the 1st Armored. While the Pershing rolls in. Pack ready! And of course, I mean, you can also hear as this pack sort of sits down, which tends to be an indicator. Of course, in this case, Devm hears it and sharply pulls back the Pershing, not wanting it to get blasted by crouch packs. And instead, Seph boldly rolls in the Panther. That's a bit dangerous. In fact, a rather nice shot for the Pershing, knocks off parts of the armoured skirts. Knight's Cross pushing in here. The medic bunker seems to finally have collapsed in a shower of concrete. And Seph is actually suffering again now. Fresh, heavy attrition. 2 Grenadier squads, 3 Knight's Cross, a Panther and a pack. He's got no pioneers. He's barely got anything left. And he's trying to get the Pershing. Has to be careful though. Pershing almost down, and who will get the kill? There we go. Pershing down. Pershing down. Pack being anti-tank gun being sent up by Devm. That's a bit risky. On the other hand, I mean, one good shot And this is going to be good night for the Panther. And the second Pershing arrives. While the flamethrower engineers seem to be holed up in the church. Trying to resist any satanic urges to light it on fire. Meanwhile, small engagement. Ooh, Veterancy 3 are down to 3 men versus 3 Knights Cross of Veterancy 3. And Seph is not paying attention, he's actually ignoring. Oh wait, there we go, he might actually be moving in. And there go the rifle actually retreat in the face of the assault rifle, the Sturmgewehr 44. Bit more sniper fire, the anti-tank getting pushed away. Grenadiers trying to hunt down, but not quite succeeding. And we do have munition enough for a heavy rocket barrage. Question, of course, being where will it land? And Fresh Pioneers also being trained now to sort of try and help with the Panther. Of course, if he could catch the Calliope in a nice position, you know, where they might have a bit difficult moving, he could try and knock them out there, both of them, with the heavy rocket barrage. That could possibly be what could win him this game, in fact. Back and also switching over to Devm, whose turn it is now to sort of have things looked on. Resources looking alright. Both supplied upgrades, by the way. Nice, no medic station, but he's not largely the one needing it. That is Seph needing a medic bunker, and in fact it helped him a bit. But only a bit. Knights Cross getting snapped down here. Hans suffering. That did work all right. Grenadiers moving in. Sniper, of course, moves, and he moves quickly because, again, Veterancy 3 for snipers basically allows them to move. And run, in fact. While cloaked. More Calliope barrage, trying to get the Grenadiers, possibly even the Knights Cross. That's a pretty thick shower of rockets. Doesn't really kill anything.
Enemy unit.
And there we go, Grenadier squad down. Of course, snipers have an advantage against units with elite armor, which includes, of course, Grenadiers with Veterancy 2 and above, meaning, of course, they can actually hit them even while retreating with 100% accuracy.
One kill.
Infantry sneaking up here. Devm largely has this game, I would say, although the Panther's ready now. But the amount of resources left for Seph are limited. He's suffered greatly. He's lost a lot of infantry, a lot of armor. More sniper fire. There we go. The Pershing moves in and forces Seph to retreat. On the same time, moving in here is quickly stopped by an anti-tank, which does get wrecked. And regular artillery almost completely evaporates this squad of riflemen. But one poor bastard actually survives. That might have something to do with the rifleman's survivability bonuses. I mean, the difference between, say, what riflemen get and what Grenadiers get when they reach Elite Veterancy 2 is that the riflemen's are universal. I mean, their damage reduction, their accuracy reduction is universal. Whereas, for example, with the Grenadiers, it's rather specific. And the sort of stuff that makes them easier to hit for snipers. Whereas, of course, German snipers will have a much harder time hitting a Veterancy 3 rifleman than a Veterancy 0. That's actually a slightly important distinction there. Mortar is buried beneath the rubble of the cafe. Might be mistaken for some rather advanced looking coffee machine, I suppose. When the Grenadiers suffer, Calliope's hammering into their backs, shattering their backs and pulverizing it. And the Knights Cross in the north do not quite succeed either. And, oh, that's a lot of manpower being floated by Devm. And what is this? A flak 88 going up here across the lake. Ready to stop anyone. More specifically, a Pershing. In the meanwhile, more Calliopes. Mortar actually gets recruited. Using the Pioneers. In fact, that's a bit of an awkward looking position. Sniper moves in. And Pershing, there we go. Nice hit from the flak. Mortar crew gone in an instant. And Pack going to get sniped, I suspect. There we go. Pershing hiding behind the house. And there we go, the Pack is gone. The Knights Cross are rolling in. The Panther's also rolling in. One push. Panthers and infantry. Perhaps also time to get that sniper. Pershing. Ooh, Allied War Machine up. Devious stuff. Very devious. And of course, one thing that definitely makes Allied War Machine actually work, and of course, is also the interesting thing is, again, is the German can actually earn veterancy from killing it. Otherwise, of course, I mean, just sacrificing a unit like that might actually be a lot less of a great idea. But again, because the Germans do not ever earn veterancy from their own kills, again, it's a certain thing, something that's actually a bit encouraged in some situations. At least it's not penalised as heavily. But again, that's something to consider.
Enemy unit down.
And a Goliath actually moves in, does a bit, but not a huge deal. And that also means, of course, he probably doesn't have the munitions for a rocket barrage, which is a bit of a shame. And then we've got another Panther Pershing rolling in. That's the third one. Again, going for the victory point up north. Trying to dodge. And oh, there! Oh, catching the Pershing from the rear. And the flak gets off. A nice hit as well. And the sniper snipes the Knight's Cross. Might be more on the way from the Panzer Command. Panzer Faust. And field repairs go up, and Devm actually doesn't have the population to actually spend resources. But the Panther continues.
Enemy unit.
And some unit actually got killed, I suspect, down there. And this Panther actually will lose to the Pershing. And again, that's the thing to note about most of the Panzer veterancy for German tanks. Most of it does nothing to actually help them against tanks. I mean, for example, for a Panther, only real veterans one really does anything. The next two are basically just for infantry. Panzer IVs, the same. Stooks get a bit. Stu 42 also does. And the Tiger does. Basically, that's because it didn't have any armored skirts and such. I mean, there's that. But overall, I mean, largely... Ooh, that could be another Knight's Cross squad down. Nope. But overall, I mean, largely veterancy bonuses again for the Wehrmacht Panzer are directed towards surviving infantry, not armor engagements. And again, it's pretty much only the only one which, you know, gives a 15% damage reduction, which does most of the work, which is, of course, pretty much also the most vital one, in fact, for German Panzer. You have the largest chance of actually surviving anything. Ooh, Rifleman almost down here. Grenadiers managed to get off a Panzer trick in the face of someone and completely blasts it off.
Ground out there.
And a combined full rocket show for the Germans in the base to watch as the flak just gets blasted. And these Grenadiers I don't think will survive.
Losing a victory point.
And a machine gun emplacement, in fact, to cover this victory point. Oh, Devm, you devious bastard. So nicely handled right there. And the Panther moves in for the kill. Sticky bomb goes off. Second Panther out for Seph. I suspect it might actually be a bit too late. He's not got a lot of resources left, not a lot of infantry left, in fact, and he's using another Pioneer Squad to recruit the flak. Rather desperate by Seph. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And these are definitely desperate measures.
Enemy is down to 50 points.
More sticky bombs on the Panther. Gunner killed. Machine gun emplacement down. Knight's Cross charging in. And the Clibers are moving into base, just hammer this point with artillery.
Losing ground.
And there we go. The Knight's Cross not surviving this, I think. Yes, indeed. Although the Pershing might actually lose this fight.
The enemy is down to 25 points.
And another machine gun emplacement. Lovely. Pershing down, but the Panthers are heavily damaged. And they're getting covered in sticky bombs. They're low on health. Armored skirts have fallen off, and it... Oh, there we go! Panther down! Leaving behind only one to survive this. And GG from Seph. GG from Devm. Let's just beat this up.
Enemy unit down.
And there you go. Game over. This was quite the tense fight, with certainly a bit of, you know, back and forth in the beginning, but slowly things began turning against Seph. I largely think partly it's because his choice of doctrine rather sort of didn't help him really, you know, make some great pushes, whereas, you know, Blitzkrieg or Terror would definitely help him more, you know, once survived, you know, to push forward a bit harder. Secondly, I think he shouldn't have invested so much in MG bunkers towards him. I mean, one here, for example, would have been a much better choice, you know, ensuring that he could focus more towards him instead of having to constantly run back here once Devm really began sort of, you know, harassing in the right-hand side. And definitely also was a lack of mines and barbed wire from Seph, which I really think was a bit of a miss right there. And of course, the early sort of losses he suffered really crippled him in the longer run. Of course, he was able to come back, but I think, again, that rather hurt him, and also perhaps some missed chances to get those Calliopes, which, again, really did a lot of work for Devm as well. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send a replay on? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.